This is your official Wildcat and Lady Cat station, KSST 1230 AM in Sulphur Springs, Texas. It's time for Wildcat basketball. Let's go to the high school gym in Greenville for tonight's game. Called by KSST Sports Director Don Julie. Don?
James Terry, thank you again very much, and welcome everyone. Hope you had time to take care of everything that you needed to do between games, because the Lady Cats have defeated the Greenville Lady Lions 52-31. The Lady Cats JV also won 46-24 in this gym. We don't know how the sub-varsities did for the Wildcats. They played their games over at Greenville's middle school, and they played games at 5 and 6:15. Now the Wildcats, the main event coming up here against the Greenville Lions. Greenville coach Chris Williams, 23-4 for the season, and they've been threatening the top 25 in the polls. And the Wildcats number 4 in Class 5A with an 18-6 record. Had a chance to visit with Coach Williams, a very personable coach, and doing a great job with these Greenville Lions. A veteran team, 9 seniors and 4 juniors make up their 13-player roster. That is just amazing. And they'll be taking on the Wildcats, and they have played very, very well, and they can be really tough in this gym. We found that out last year. The Wildcats got out of here. They limped out of here with a 53-51 win on the strength of a three-pointer by Jeremiah Rowland with about 7.4 seconds left, and then it took a defensive play by Rowland, who knocked the ball away from one of Greenville's players who had had a field day against the Wildcats all night long. And by the time Greenville chased the ball down, it was too late for them to take a shot. The Wildcats escaped. They had to play. That was another game they played without Keyston Willis. It was Day Hall's first game back after being injured against Greenville in the game in Sulphur Springs. So he had missed like 5 games or so, but came back for the one over here last year as the schedule reversed. Now they're playing first in Greenville. Looks like we'll start with a national anthem here.
Wildcats of Sulphur Springs High School and your Greenville Lions. Would all the former Lions basketball players and Coach Gene Robbins please make their way down to the floor at this time. Prior to the tip-off of tonight's game, the Greenville ISD Athletic Department would like to take this moment to honor former member of the Greenville Athletic Department and Lion basketball program. We are honoring Coach Gene Robbins, who coached our boys basketball team here in the late 80s and early 90s. Coach Robbins passed away on June 17, 2019, at 87 years old. Coach Gene Robbins began his teaching career at the age of 18 at Lone Star Elementary School in Oklahoma, a one-room schoolhouse where he also attended grade school. Coach Robbins came to Greenville in 1987. He led that Lions team to a 23-7 record. The next year, the Lions went 24-6, which was the most wins by any Lions team since 1959. The Lions were 22-8 with the 1989-1990 team. The 1996-1997 team, the last team Coach Robbins coached here at Greenville, was the district champion that year, and some of the members of that team are here tonight. Also, some of you may remember former Lion named Melvin Lurch Davis that played here in the mid-70s. Coach Robbins recruited and coached Lurch Davis at the University of North Texas during the 70s. Throughout his illustrious career, Coach Robbins was fortunate to serve as the president of the National Junior College Basketball Association, was inducted into the National Junior College Basketball Hall of Fame, the Murray State College Athletic Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and the Oklahoma Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame. The basketball arena at Murray State was renamed in Robbins' honor. He finished his career with an overall coaching record of 685 wins and 362 losses. Coach Robbins' wife, Kat, could not be here tonight, but she wanted to say thank you to all the players and coaches that her husband coached and worked with in Greenville. He really enjoyed his time coaching with the Greenville Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one big round of applause for the late Gene Robbins. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and ring your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. Wildcats of Sulphur Springs High School. At guard, junior number 2, Sulphur Johnson. At guard, junior number 3, Lou Wilkerson. At guard, senior number 33, Jason Blue. At forward, senior number 4, Cameron Hall. And at forward, senior number 0, Danny Hall. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your Greenville Lions. At guard, the senior number 0, Tyreek Davis. At guard, the senior number 5, Deidre Carter. At forward, the senior number 13, Cam Smith. At forward, the senior number 24, Jeremiah Abrego. And at guard, the senior number 3, Quinn Anderson.
Well, the starting lineups for Greenville and the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs. For the Wildcats, Day Hall, Lamadrick Johnson, Cameron Kahn, Grayson McClure, and Boo Wilkerson. For Greenville, Tyrekus Davis, remember him from the football field, Quinn Anderson, Kedron Carter, Cameron Smith, and Jeremiah Abrego, another one we remember from the gridiron. I think both Davis and Abrego, I believe, were first-team all-district players. Tremendous year for the Greenville Lions, making the playoffs. Congratulations to Coach Duke. I look forward to seeing him tonight, but he's in some kind of a coaches meeting, I believe, maybe in the Longview area. So always good to talk to him. So we get ready for the starting tip. The Wildcats will be traveling right to left across your radio dial for those that can't wait for that kind of information. Cameron Smith will jump against Sadadrian Day Hall as we get ready to get this one underway here from the gym at Greenville High School. Ball in the air, controlled by the Lions. And Quinn Anderson passes the ball over to Carter. And Carter, a left corner to Anderson. Oh, he almost lost it, but retrieved it. Back to Carter and around to Davis as Coach Williams directs traffic for the Greenville Lions. Ball in the corner to Anderson. Anderson, a real sharpshooter. He's, I would have to guess, maybe their top scorer, but I couldn't say that with 100% certainty. The Lions around the arc now. Player driving in, tried to get it in low, tipped by the Wildcats, but Davis came up with it for the Lions. Carter and Davis out front. And the ball in the hands of Smith. They go over to Tyrekus Davis. He'll shoot a jumper just inside the arc, and he hit it. And Greenville is up by the score of 2-0. Lamadrick Johnson across the midline for the Wildcats. Pass to Cameron Kahn, down to Boo Wilkerson. They'll kick it back out to Kahn and over to Lamadrick Johnson. Day Hall thought about the three. Driving around the arc, gives to McClure, and then back outside to Lamadrick Johnson. Wildcats will reset the offense. Give to Boo Wilkerson. Out to Day Hall. Hall drives in. Just inside the arc, gives to Grayson McClure. Wildcats is every bit as deliberate as McKinney North right now. Ball in the hands of Lamadrick Johnson. Drove in, split a pair of defenders, and will pick up a foul on Greenville, I think. And the foul is on Davis for Greenville, his first. Greenville leads 2-0. 6:12 left here in the first quarter. Lamadrick Johnson will trigger in underneath the Wildcats basket. Long pass in. Oh, it got away from Day Hall, went into the backcourt, and over and back for the Wildcats. So a turnover on the Wildcats. Greenville 2, the Wildcats 0. 6:09 left in the first quarter. Imagine these teams are a little bit tight. First district ball game. Noting the importance of that. Tyrekus Davis will throw in, the senior, and he gets it into Kedron Carter. Quinn Anderson. Around the arc it goes. Now to Carter. Tried to get it back over to Anderson, and the ball knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. It'll be back to Greenville. 5:57 left in the first quarter. Greenville 2, the Wildcats 0. Quinn Anderson. I think everybody in Hopkins County knows Quinn. And back to Anderson. He spins, drives in, and a lot of contact there, and the officials looking at each other. The Wildcats are going to get a block from Cameron Kahn. Kahn doesn't always get the charge. He gets a lot of them, but the officials thought he was moving a little bit on that, and Clark Cipolletta's in the ear of the official, trying to find out exactly why they made that call. Quinn Anderson with free throws here. This one on the way, off, no good. Anderson will have another. His 2 free throws last year gave Greenville a 1-point lead, setting up the heroics by that big 3 by Jeremiah Rowland. This free throw is off, no good, 0 for 2. Comes down to Cameron Kahn. He gives to Day-Day Hall. Greenville 2, Wildcats 0. 5:45 left here in the first quarter. Cameron Kahn with the ball. Left side it goes to Lamadrick Johnson. Over to Grayson McClure. Here's a lob for Cameron Kahn, tipped and stolen by the Greenville Lions. Tyrekus Davis, he has the only basket in the game so far in the first 2.5 minutes. And Davis over to Quinn Anderson. Anderson goes around the screen. Right side it goes, and back to Davis outside the arc. Got a screen from Abrego. Shoots the 3. That's off, no good. Good skying rebound by Day-Day Hall. Gets the ball to Lamadrick Johnson. Johnson flashing to the bucket. He lays it up and in. Nice drive to the basket. Lamadrick Johnson. We're tied at 2. 4:56 left to play here in the first quarter. Quinn Anderson for Greenville across the midline on the dribble. He goes around the screen from Smith. Right side Davis. Davis backing up, gives the ball. Here, the shot is up and off, no good. The shot was taken by Smith. Rebounded by Day-Day Hall over to Lamadrick Johnson. Lamadrick steaming down the court. Missed the layup. And Davis with a rebound. Here comes Greenville in a hurry. Here's a 3 in transition. It's no good, and last touch by the official. I didn't see him make an indication. Day-Day said, wasn't me. The official is going to say Greenville ball, so I never did see an indication. I was waiting for it. But ball back to Greenville, and Carter will now throw in for the Lions. Kedron Carter. And triggers in. Anderson, the 3, off, no good. Rebound, Day-Day Hall. We're tied at 2. 4:18 and counting here in the first quarter. Day-Day down the court. Gets the ball over to Cameron Kahn. And Kahn to Lamadrick Johnson. Lamadrick to Day-Day, top of the key. Backing out of there. Right side it goes, Lamadrick Johnson. Steams toward the basket. A bump there by Tyrekus Davis. And now Davis and Johnson kind of jawing down there. So, the players are getting in full tilt here. If that's the case, that's 2 fouls on Davis. They have to sit. It'll be Coach Williams' decision. Wildcats will throw in underneath their own basket. 4:01 left in the first quarter. And we're tied at 2. And a defensive struggle so far. Lamadrick has the Wildcats basket. Triggers in. Boo Wilkerson, the 3. That's out. No good. Rebound to Davis. Gave it to Carter. Back to Davis. Davis running the point for the Greenville Lions. I believe he was a cornerback in football. A good man in the secondary. I remember Coach Duke bragging on him. Carter gets it to Quinn Anderson, and they're going to call Boo Wilkerson for the force out of bounds. It'll be Boo's first foul. Both teams have 2 fouls as Justin Hare and I drew a blank on him, Brock. Justin Hare and Justin Brock, pair of Justins in. Cameron Kahn and Lamadrick Johnson will have a seat. Ball will be thrown in by Anderson. And he triggers out, gets it out to Smith. And now setting the offense will be Carter for the Greenville Lions. We're tied at 2, 3:30 left here in the first quarter. Boy, this has been a defensive struggle so far. Abrego works it over to Carter. Quinn Anderson back to Carter into the corner now. Driving toward the bucket, lays it up and hit the bucket. That was Cameron Smith. And Greenville leads 4-2. 3:06 left here in the first quarter. Justin Brock across the midline, rolls it over to Day Hall, closely guarded by Abrego. Over to Brock, down to Day Hall. Hall, sensing that one-on-one, drives into the lane, and then it looked like he lost his balance or hit a wet spot or something, and they call Day for the walk. Clark Cipolletta again engaging the officials, and here comes Greenville up 4-2 with 2:43 left in the first quarter. Quinn Anderson. Pass comes over and they work around the arc. Abrego over to Carter. Ball passed back out to Carter. Boy, I think that Cameron Smith just really worked the Wildcats over. That play he scored on looked very reminiscent of last year. Greenville almost threw the ball away, but Cam Smith came up with it. He's going to launch the three. That is short, no good, and goes out of bounds. Wildcat crowd over here giving him the business. 2:11 left in the first quarter. Greenville 4, the Wildcats 2. Low scoring first half. Justin Brock across the midline, working against Carter. And Brock will drive in. And the ball took a big, tall hop, and he got called for a dribbling violation. Be back to Greenville. Wildcats look a little tight here. They do not look into the flow. Greenville leads 4-2, 1:53 left here in the first quarter as Quinn Anderson across the midline against Boo Wilkerson. Gets the ball to Kedron Carter. Carter goes around an Abrego screen. Cam Smith driving toward the bucket, lays it up and hit it. Smooth as glass. 4 points for Smith. And Greenville leads 6-2 with 1:30 left in the first quarter. Day Hall got bumped down the court, and that foul will be on Jeremiah Abrego. 3 fouls for Greenville and 2 for the Wildcats. A non-shooting foul comes into Justin Brock. Brock on the dribble. Ball gets loose. He picks it up. Gets it over to Day Hall. Boy, Abrego is in his jersey. All over him there. Day Hall slashes to the bucket. Here's Brock with a three. That's out. No good. Rebound Abrego. Quinn Anderson down the court. New player, I believe, in there. Here's Quinn Anderson, a long three off the iron, but a good Greenville rebound by Desmond Johnson. Quinn Anderson with a good dish and laid in off the glass for Greenville. And that basket was Cam Smith, who has 6 points. Greenville leads 8-2 with 44 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ball to Boo Wilkerson. Wilkerson drives to the corner, open for the three. Off, no good. Greenville rebound. Wildcats having a terrible time shooting. Quinn Anderson across the midline. Greenville leads 8-2. 25 seconds in the first quarter. Ball passed off. Here's a three on the way. It is off. No good. Good rebound, Day Hall. 17 seconds. All that's left in the first quarter. Greenville 8, the Wildcats 2. Now they've got 10 seconds as Brock heads across the midline. Now down to 7. Over to Justin Hare. 3 seconds. And now McClure launches. I think that'll count. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. He missed, as just about everything else did for the Wildcats in that first quarter. And Greenville on top after 1 quarter. Greenville 8, the Wildcats 2. We'll take the break here, and we'll come back with the start of the second quarter right after this. First quarter scoring for Greenville with their 8 points. 6 for Cam Smith and 2 for Tyrekus Davis for a total of 8. The Wildcats had only the driving layup by Lamadrick Johnson in the first quarter. Greenville 8, the Wildcats 2. The score last year at the half was 29-21 as Greenville had an 8-point lead. And seemed like it was about that bad going into the fourth quarter before the Wildcats finally got it tied up, and then it went back and forth, and Wildcats just got away with a 2-point win. They're down right now by 6 as we start the second quarter. LaModrick Johnson and Grayson McClure playing catch. Back to LaModrick. And he passes over to Grayson McClure. Back to LaModrick Johnson. Penetrates in. Boo Wilkerson the long shot. Good by Boo Wilkerson with a 3. Maybe that'll break some ice. 8-5. Greenville by 3. 7:27 left here in the second quarter. Quinn Anderson around the screen. Guarded by Boo Wilkerson. The ball is tipped. Knocked down to the floor. They're still scrambling for it. They'll have a jump ball unless they got a timeout. We'll see how they call that there. A timeout was allowed on the court. So Greenville will maintain possession. It's going to be a brief timeout. Greenville 8, the Wildcats 5, as we'll be back in a moment here in the second quarter. Second quarter, 7:14 left here in the second quarter. Greenville 8 and the Wildcats 5. Ball in the hands of the Lions after that timeout there prevented the jump ball. And here come the Lions with Carter across the midline working against LaModrick Johnson. He's double teamed as the Wildcats are beginning that half-court trap. A new Greenville player in there, Marcus Hawkins. And now the Carter's got it again. Cam Smith, left-handed pass, and then Quinn Anderson has to throw it in. Stolen by the Wildcats, Day-Day Hall. Hall brings it down, gives to Grayson McClure. McClure drives to the free throw line to LaModrick Johnson. Down low, layup is hit by Cameron Kahn. Good Wildcat offense, and they trail 8-7. They've scored all 5 points in the second quarter. Greenville 8, the Wildcats 7. 6:24 left here in the second quarter. Ball in the hands of Desmond Johnson. Johnson driving in. Tried a lob, and then it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. And it'll go back to the Lions with Quinn Anderson going to be tossing in. 6:15 left here in the second quarter. Anderson into Cam Smith. Out to Carter. Back to Anderson. Anderson will stop and pop the 3. He missed the shot, and we're going to get 3 foul shots off of Boo Wilkerson on the foul on Quinn Anderson. Clark Cipoletta not particularly crazy about that call. Second foul on Wilkerson. 3 shots for Quinn Anderson. And he went 0 for 2 his first trip to the line. He's a better sharpshooter than that, Quinn. He'll probably show me right here, too. Eyes the bucket, free throw, swish. Tell me, I was just warming up on those first 2. Have 2 more free throws for Quinn Anderson. Greenville's lead 9-7. This one good. Got 2 of them. Chance to nail down the trifecta here. 3 in a row. And Anderson's free throw. Oh, he missed this one. Cameron Kahn sweeps the boards. Greenville leads 10-7. 6:04 left here in the second quarter. As LaModrick Johnson comes across the midline for the Wildcats. LaModrick slashes to the bucket, dishes off. Day-Day Hall drives, puts up a 12-footer. It's off, but Day-Day follows his shot. Got the rebound. Oh, the shot is good by Day-Day Hall. Wildcats back to within 1 again at 10-9. 5:42 left here in the second quarter. Quinn Anderson with the ball. Anderson slashing into the lane. A floater off, no good. Rebound comes down to Day-Day Hall. Day-Day with a long pass, stolen down the court by Cam Smith. Boy, these guys are lanky. You can't throw a deep pass like that, especially with that much air under it. Johnson, they work it around the arc to Quinn Anderson. Anderson double team. throws it out. Here's Johnson driving in, the floater, no good. Fight for the rebound, good rebound, Lamadrick Johnson, he runs, and he finds Brock. Brock back to Day Hall. Hall thought about the three. Here's Cameron Kahn, he'll shoot the three, he got it! Cameron Kahn with 5 points in the quarter, 5 in the game. The Wildcats have the lead for the first time at 12-10. 4:45 left in the second quarter. Carter with the ball. And again, double team. Kicks it outside to Cam Smith. He starts to drive to the bucket. His shot blocked and knocked away by Day Hall. And an offensive foul, though, is going to be called on Cameron Smith, his first. So an offensive foul. And the ball back to the Wildcats in the backcourt. They've got some moisture on the floor. I think he tried to just get that with his shoe there. As Grayson McClure triggers into Lamadrick Johnson. Wildcats 12, Greenville 10. 4:25 left here in the second quarter. Lamadrick dribbling outside. Now he heads to the right side to Cameron Kahn, top of the key, back to Lamadrick Johnson. Right side it goes. McClure shoots a three. That's off, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it comes down to Smith. And here come the Lions. Quinn Anderson, long three by Quinn, off the iron, no good, but a rebound on the offensive end. Wildcats thought they had blocked the shot, but we may have gotten a foul there. I don't know if they're going to count the bucket. The foul was on Cameron Kahn. He's got a pair. The basket did not count. It was not goaltending. The call was absolutely just a foul, and heading to the free throw line, I think this is Marcus Hawkins. Hawkins free throw good. His first point. He'll have another. Justin Hare checks in for Cameron Kahn. Justin Hare, a sophomore. Hawkins, 6'6". This free throw in and out, no good. Oh, almost tipped in. Day Hall finally corralled the rebound. Boy, that was just almost tipped in. Lamadrick Johnson down to Justin Hare. He hit the bucket and got fouled. Justin Hare with his first bucket. And the foul is going to be on Kedron Carter. His first. Hare with a free throw. Wildcats leading 14-11, and Hare can add a point to that. Three-point play the old-fashioned way. Hare with a free throw. It's off, no good. Rebound to Quinn Anderson. Wildcats leading 14-11, 3:40 left here in the second quarter. Anderson dribbling outside against Justin Brock. Anderson moves toward the basket. Puts up the shot and missed it. No good. Rebound Day Hall down to Lamadrick Johnson. Behind the back pass. Grayson McClure a three. It's off. No good. Justin Hare with a rebound. Puts up the shot. Missed it. No good. Tyrekus Davis is back in the game. Davis down the court. Got it to Quinn Anderson. The three. Good by Quinn Anderson. He's got 5 in the quarter, and that ties the ball game at 14. Boy, a three in transition. You just knew that Quinn wasn't going to miss those three-pointers all night long. Day Hall with the ball outside. Bounce pass Lamadrick Johnson. Gets it out to Grayson McClure, three. It's up, no good. Oh, good rebound. Well, no, it was taken away from Justin Hare. Greenville with a good rebound. Tyrekus Davis down the court. Tyrekus drives in, lays it up, and missed it. No good. Day Hall with a rebound. He steams down the court. Now gets it over to Grayson McClure, who crosses the midline. Over to Lamadrick Johnson. Tied at 14. 2:25 left in the second quarter. Lamadrick drives in. Then the ball was pried loose. And let's see where we got a foul in there. And it's going to be on Quinn Anderson. That's his first. And they're going to say a shooting foul. So Lamadrick Johnson, who has 2 points, will try to add to that from the foul line here. Lamadrick's free throw is off, no good. Lamadric will get another. Chance to put the Wildcats up by 1. 2:22 left in the second quarter. Lamadric's free throw off on both of them. Rebound, Day Hall. What a tenacious rebounder. Here's a 10-footer. A floater in the lane is good by Lamadric Johnson, who has 4. And the Wildcats lead 16-14. 2:10 left here in the second quarter. Anderson works the ball over to Carter. Right side, Davis. Davis around the arc being chased, double teamed out there. Ball is tipped, but Hawkins got to it. Oh, he threw it. The ball was stolen by Day Hall, who jumped right in the passing lane. Wildcats 16, Greenville 14. 1:48 left in the second quarter. Day Hall across the midline. Now the Wildcats going to slow things down a little bit. Over to Lamadric Johnson. Johnson slashes to the bucket. Brock, here's a hair for a 3. That's off the iron, no good. Quinn Anderson, the rebound. 1:30 left here in the second quarter. The Wildcats with a 2-point lead at 16-14. Davis gives to Carter. Carter drives to the right side, gives to Quinn Anderson. And out it goes to Hawkins. They'll work it to Davis and back to Anderson. Guarded by Brock. Anderson making a move it and went off somebody's shoe back into the backcourt. Brock got there first, got it over to Grayson McClure, and he laid it in. A beautiful play by Grayson McClure, and the Wildcats are up 18-14, just under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Boy, Grayson had to pick that up and then use body control to keep that defender away. Davis drives in. Here's Abrego. His pass is stolen by Day Hall. 41 seconds left in the second quarter. Wildcats up by 4, 18-14. Lamadric Johnson steaming in. A Euro step. He missed the shot. Rebound comes down to Carter. Greenville with 28 seconds left, down by 4, 18-14. Tyrekus Davis to Quinn Anderson. He goes around the screen. Quinn. Right side it goes, Tyrekus Davis. Outside the arc, goes around the screen. The ball was tipped by Justin Brock, tipped out of bounds. Go back to the Greenville Lions. 9.96 seconds, all that's left here in the second quarter. The Wildcats 18 and Greenville 14. And Quinn Anderson will trigger the ball in for the Lions. 23-4 this season. Ball comes in, Cam Smith. Tyrekus Davis, 7 seconds. It's stolen by Day. Watch out below. A dunk by Day Hall. 4 points in the quarter. The Wildcats up 20-14 at the half. And Day says, pump it up. As the Wildcat fans stand and cheer them into the locker room. The Wildcats 20 and Greenville 14 at the half. Wow. And to think we've got another half to go. Looking forward to it. Wildcats have come back from the locker room. And now Greenville also coming out of there. Getting applause from the other side. We're surrounded by Wildcats fans here on this side, on the visiting side. And then the red contingent is on the other side. I don't see too much blue over there. I see one up there near the top. See a couple of blue right up the very top. I don't know if those are Wildcats fans or just somebody that likes a team that wears blue. Like the Duke Blue Devils or somebody like that. Well, we're just about ready to get rolling here for the third quarter. Mark Cipolletta has pointed out something to the official. Maybe a wet spot or something. No, something got thrown out on the court. The official pocketed that, whatever it was. Make sure nobody steps on that. That could really cause a problem. Greenville will have the ball as we start the third quarter. Well, the official gave the ball to Quinn Anderson, and then he just took it away from him. He did not want something to get started before he was ready. They picked a couple of things off the court. That could be some leftover from those pom-pom routines. Maybe something got left out there, but now we're ready to go. And here come the Greenville Lions, trailing 20-14 as we get into the third quarter, driving to the bucket and making the shot. A good play by Carter, his first basket of the game. And Greenville trims the lead down to 20-16. 7:42 left in the third quarter. Boo Wilkerson lobs to Day Hall. Hall to Lamadrick Johnson. Floater is off, no good. And the rebound to Greenville. Comes down to Carter. Carter across the midline. Works to Davis. Davis went around the screen. Gives to Abrego. Abrego hands to Anderson. Top of the key to Smith. Carter to Abrego from the top of the key, dragging Cameron Kahn out there. Davis, tipped by Day Hall, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch for the Wildcats. No, by Greenville. Now the officials are talking among themselves. They're going to get everybody involved. They're going to do a third opinion here. And they say Wildcats ball. So last touch by Greenville. Consensus of the officiating crew here. Wildcats 20, Greenville 16. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Lamadrick Johnson, right side, Boo Wilkerson. Wilkerson drives to the baseline. Throws over McClure, left open for the three. He got it. 3 by Grayson McClure. 5 points from McClure, and the Wildcats go up 23-16 by 7 points with 6:40 left here in the third quarter. Anderson with the ball. Boo Wilkerson got a hand on it. Anderson slashes into the lane and passes down low, blocked by the Wildcats, but they're going to have a foul call, and it may be yet another one on Cameron Kahn. That would be 3. No, the foul is on Lamadrick Johnson. I saw 2 fingers. I think that's correct. I never did see 4. It would be the first foul on Lamadrick, mixing it up in there on the rebound. So to the foul line now is going to be Jeremiah Abrego, a 6'4" senior. And what a fantastic defensive end that guy is. Football field. The free throw is good. First point for Abrego. He eyes the bucket and got them both. Cuts the lead to 5 at 23-18 with 6:30 left here in the third quarter. Lamadrick Johnson across the midline gives to Day Hall. And again, Abrego jumps right in his jersey and guarding him closely tonight. Over to Lamadrick Johnson, down to Day Hall, and then it got away from Day. The pass really stayed low. It didn't bounce much. And a turnover on the Wildcats back to Greenville, trailing 23-18 with 6:18 left here in the third quarter. And here comes Quinn Anderson. And he gives the ball to Carter to run the offense. So Carter outside. Top of the key, Anderson. He'll shoot the long 3. It's off, no good. Rebound by Greenville. The follow shot is good by Cameron Smith, who has 8. And Greenville's down to 3-point behind, and Grayson McClure is heating up, and he's got 2 threes in the quarter. Saw him hit 10 against Ennis. Had 34 points that night. Wildcats by 6, 26-20. Tyrekus Davis gets it over to Quinn Anderson. Anderson thought about the 3, gets it over to Carter. Down low to Abrego, backing on Cameron Kahn. Oh, Smith off the glass. I don't think he called glass. 10 points. Of course, you don't have to do that unless you're playing horse or something. Greenville cuts the lead to 4, 26-22. 5:13 left, third quarter. Boo Wilkerson down low to Day Hall. They're watching Day pass into Lamadrick, puts up the shot. Follow shot, Cameron Kahn missed the shot, but he's going to pick up a foul, I think. And I believe that was on Cameron Smith on the foul. That's his second. Cameron Kahn shooting free throws. Wildcats with a 4-point lead, 26-22. 5:02 left. Kahn's free throw good, nothing but net. Cameron has 6. Wildcats lead is 5. Could go to 6 here. Cameron Kahn free throw in and out of there, no good. Smith grabs the rebound. Wildcats by 5, 27-22. Just under 5 to play here in the third quarter. Carter has it outside for the Lions. There's a lob and put up and in. Oh my, Cameron Smith having another great game against the Wildcats. He's got 12, 6 in the quarter. Across the midline, Wildcats lead 27-24, just 3 points. Lamodrick Johnson, right side, Boo Wilkerson, lobs, stolen by Greenville. Trying to force that ball inside, and Greenville with a steal. 27-24 Wildcat lead, 4:20 left in the third quarter. Carter bounces the ball to Davis. He kicks it back outside to Carter, comes to Quinn Anderson working against Boo Wilkerson. Back to Carter. Tough job is trying to guard Smith tonight. They almost threw it away. Anderson went and got it. Anderson on the dribble. Gets it over to Carter. They left Davis open, and he missed the shot. Big rebound comes down to Day-Day Hall. It was knocked loose from Day-Day. And Anderson with a three, and it's off, no good. And another offensive rebound by Greenville. And it may have been on Boo Wilkerson. I think Boo kind of protested that call and had that official to deal with. Day-Day was trying to keep him away there. And the ball out of bounds now to the Greenville Lions. That was on Wilkerson. I never did see the indication to the scorer's table. May have just missed it. Tyrekus Davis. Again, Greenville down by only 3, 27-24. Here's Carter slashing in. Put up the shot and missed it. Greenville are really attacking the boards. They knocked that one out of bounds. But they are really hitting the offensive glass. Timeout taken by Clark Cipolletta. 3:29 left in the third quarter. The Wildcats 27 and Greenville 24. And we'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And just about ready to get back to action here in the third quarter. Wildcats leading 27-24 against the Greenville Lions. 3:29 left here in the third quarter. Greenville has outscored the Wildcats 10-7 to take that 6-point lead down to 3. Ball in the hands of the Wildcats now, as Justin Brock is back in, and he'll throw it in to Lamodrick Johnson. Here come the Wildcats. They're up 27-24. Lamodrick pass down to Day-Day Hall. Being guarded by Abrego. He backs in. He put on the move, double move, missed the tip, and Tyrekus Davis flies in for the rebound. Not that tall, but a real leaper. Back to Anderson, the long three. It's off the iron. Rebound, Day-Day Hall. The Wildcats run down to Lamodrick Johnson. He puts up the floater, misses the shot, and Davis for the rebound. Here comes Greenville in a hurry. Both teams kind of stuck. Davis's layup, no good. Tip to the side, and Lamodrick Johnson chases it down. Here come the Wildcats. Right side it goes, Justin Brock. Brock drives in outside Lamodrick Johnson. Grayson McClure down low to Day-Day Hall. Hall working now against Quinn Anderson. Brock will shoot the three. Off, no good. Rebound comes down to Carter. Boy, both teams kind of stuck right now at 27-24. 2:24 left and counting here in the third quarter. Anderson over to Tyrekus Davis. And he gets the ball to Smith, Abrego, and on around to Carter as they pass around the arc. Down low, Abrego, and he missed the shot. Rebound, Cameron Kahn, and boy, Coach Williams thought his man got fouled. Here's a pass to Day-Day Hall, and he lays it up as he runs the court and gets rewarded with a beautiful pass. And timeout taken for Greenville. 1:57 left in the third quarter. The Wildcats back up by 5 now at 29-24. And we'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And we're in the third quarter here as we still have 1:57 left to go. The Wildcats with a 5-point lead at 29-24. may recall they had a 6-point lead at the half, so 1 point trimmed off of the lead at this point. But still, sometime the whole quarter will be determined by what happens in the last 2 minutes, and you just never know whether the Wildcats can blow that lead out there a little bit, or whether Greenville's going to make this just anybody's ball game. Probably going to be that anyway. Just a 5-point lead right now. And here come the Lions. Ball in the hands of Tyrekus Davis across the midline. Davis will pass out, and almost stolen by Justin Brock, who pass was intended for Quinn Anderson, and Brock got a hand on it, but all he could do was knock it out of bounds. Sure trying to keep it in play. Anderson to toss in and throws it over to Smith, and Johnson is now in there now. Desmond Johnson around to Davis, to Desmond Johnson, goes around the screen, passes down low Abrego, and he hit the shot. Pretty good around that bucket. He's got 4 points in the quarter, and Greenville's back to within 3 points at 29-26, 1:24 left here in the third quarter. LaModrick Johnson. Johnson gives to Justin Hare, to McClure, and back to LaModrick. Looking inside, they call him LJ. LaModrick drives in over McClure, will shoot the three. That's off the iron, no good, out of bounds, and it'll be to Greenville. 1:04 left in the third quarter. Wildcats 29, Greenville 26. Ball in the hands of Quinn Anderson. Anderson across the midline working against Justin Brock. Anderson moving inside the arc. Heads on in, scoops it up, missed it. The ball tipped out, but controlled by LaModrick Johnson, and he runs across the midline, steaming in. And LaModrick down low to Justin Hare, who put it up and in. Good positioning by Hare, who once he caught the ball, put the ball in. Everything was getting that position, making the good catch. Wildcats by 5, 31-26. Almost stolen by LaModrick Johnson from Tyrekus Davis. Johnson went for another steal. Davis put it up, missed it, but a rebound to Abrego, and his shot is good by Jeremiah Abrego, who's got 6 in the quarter. Wildcats lead down to 3, just 7 seconds left in the third quarter. McClure, LaModrick Johnson, he'll have to launch a long one. It's good! Oh, LaModrick Johnson. And looked like LaModrick kind of turned to some of the Greenville fans and kind of was taunting them a little bit, I'll be honest. And now I think Sean Coleman is really telling him, look, man, you can get in trouble doing that kind of stuff. Officials might not like it. Boy, Coleman really coaching up a player that he's very close to. He's helped LaModrick with his game a lot. A huge three there by LaModrick Johnson. Wildcats 24 and Greenville, well, the Wildcats 34 and Greenville 28 after 3 quarters. We'll take the break here, and we'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter right after this. Well, both teams scored 14 in that third quarter, so Wildcats still have a 6-point lead, and they'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter. The Wildcats 34 and Greenville 28. Spirited ball game here in Greenville's high school gym here. What the Wildcats can expect from every district game. Every team is going to see that target on their back and give it a go. Down to Day Hall. Hall spinning, puts up the fadeaway shot, no good. Good rebound, Cameron Kahn, and he missed the follow shot. Got called for traveling to try to get out to put up a shot. And a violation on the Wildcats, and it'll go back to Greenville. 7:45 left in the fourth quarter. Wildcats 34 and Greenville 28. Quinn Anderson across the midline, working against Boo Wilkerson. He's bumping him with that big body. Gets it out to Tyrekus Davis. Works over to Abrego. Oh, Smith lost it. Barely saved it over the three-pointer. And here's Anderson's three. No good. Rebound, Day Hall. Cameron Kahn kept the ball alive, and then Hall got the rebound. Hall bounce pass into the corner. Boo Wilkerson gets it out to Day Hall. Wildcats by 6. 7:15 left here in the fourth quarter. It's 34-28. Right side it goes. Wilkerson driving. Here's a 15-footer. It's off. No good. Rebound Quinn Anderson for Greenville. Wildcats starting cold, missing their, a turnover and a missed shot. Anderson across the midline over to Tyrekus Davis. Abrego works to Smith. Right side it goes. Carter, Anderson. Bounces back to Carter. Down low to Abrego. And boy, he is finding some openings down low as Abrego now has 8 points, all in the second half. And Clark Cipolletta noted that, and he'll be talking to his team about that. Wildcats 34, Greenville 30, 6:41 left in the fourth quarter. Let's take a break. Back in a moment. Wildcats ball here at 6:41 left in the fourth quarter. Greenville made the bucket right before the break to cut the lead to 4 at 34-30. Grayson McClure will trigger in to LaModrick Johnson. Greenville is just falling back into their defense. There's no press tonight. And the ball comes into LaModrick Johnson. Here come the Wildcats up by 4 with 6:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Johnson, right side it goes. Boo Wilkerson. He drives to the baseline. Got it over McClure. Open for a 3. He missed it. Abrego with a rebound. Ball in the hands of Carter and then to Quinn Anderson. Greenville down by only 4. They get to Tyrekus Davis. Over to Carter. Oh, almost stolen by Day, but Greenville got the ball back. It's over in Abrego's hands, and he works it over to Carter. Well, it looked like Day had a good chance for a steal, and somehow he just was able to deflect it, and Greenville got it back. Carter drives in. The jumper is off. No good. Day with a rebound. Outlet pass, LaModrick Johnson down the court. LaModrick over to Grayson McClure. Back to LaModrick Johnson. Day Hall thought about the 3. Drives, steps out. Right side it goes. Wilkerson back to Day. He puts the shot up, missed the shot, got his own rebound. And a foul is going to be called, I think, on Abrego. And that is his second. Wildcats ball, not in shooting foul. The ball comes into Day Hall. Hall slashes toward the basket. Puts up the shot. Missed. No good. Day got his own rebound. Boy, he and Cameron Kahn really hitting the boards. Day follow shot is good. He's got 8 in the game. Abrego's really working hard on him tonight. Wildcats by 6, 36-30. 5:18 left here in the fourth quarter. Kedron Carter with the ball. Right corner it goes Anderson. Back outside to Carter. Right where we were at the start of, or at the end of the third quarter, that 6-point lead after 3 minutes. Here's Carter on the dribble. He's double teamed. Oh, they left a player open going for the steal, and the dunk by Cameron Smith. Boy, the Wildcats went for the steal and didn't get it. Smith has 14. And Greenville back to within 4 at 36-32, and that really ignited the red bunch over there. Ball to Boo Wilkerson. Lobs inside. The ball tipped. Stolen by Greenville, but they touched it last as it went out of bounds. So the Wildcats have it underneath their own basket. Johnson to throw in for the Wildcats. Wildcats by 4, 4:34 left here in the fourth quarter. Day Hall on the dribble. Gets it over. McClure left open for the 3. It's off. No good. Day got the rebound. And the ball down on the floor now, picked up by Greenville, but hold everything. And there's going to be a Greenville foul, and not popular with the home side here. Both teams have just 2 fouls, so we talk about letting them play here in the second half. LaModrick Johnson to toss in. The Wildcats by 4. 4:19 left in the fourth quarter. Into Boo Wilkerson. He forced up a shot and got a foul on Quinn Anderson. Anderson thought that was a clean block. He is still very upset with the call. And Boo Wilkerson will go to the foul line as he was trying to put up a shot. Anderson, his second foul. So big foul shots here for Boo Wilkerson. He has a 3 in the ball game, but has not shot any fouls whatsoever. Now the players, well, it's a non-shooting foul. They decided he was not shooting. That's an interesting call. Ball comes in to Cameron Kahn. He slashes toward the bucket. Put up the shot, missed the shot, fought for the rebound, and they're going to call a foul, I think, on Cameron Kahn, who was really trying to force that ball inside and picked up his 3rd foul. And here comes Greenville again, down by only 4 at 36-32. 4:06 left here in the 4th quarter. Anderson into the corner. Carter. Smith drives in, puts up the shot, missed it, no good. Day Hall with a rebound and a clearing out violation on Day Hall. Day cannot even believe that one. First foul on Day Hall. Day right now showing me exactly what he did. And timeout taken by Clark Cipolletta. And Day still with a hands out in the international sign of, hey, I didn't do that. But he's going to be rung up for it. That was the call. So the Wildcats 36 and Greenville 32 here, less than 4 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take the break with them and we'll be back. 3:56 left here in the 4th quarter. The Wildcats 36 and Greenville 32. The Lions have the ball after that foul on the rebound on Day Hall. Carter will throw in for the Lions as they try to get within closer than right now. They're at 4 points. There's a bounce in, and now they'll have to do it over again as the ball was knocked back out of bounds. And now Quinn Anderson will come in to trigger up the ball. Wildcats trying to keep those guys from down low. Anderson tosses out to Carter, and he gets it over to Tyrekus Davis. Davis shoots from the free throw line. It's off, no good, and the rebound to Day Hall. Hall on the run for the Wildcats across the midline. Gives to Grayson McClure. Outside Cameron Kahn and over to LaModrick Johnson. 3:36 left in the 4th quarter. Wildcats 36 and Greenville 32. Over to Day Hall. Hall looking inside, gives it over to LaModrick Johnson and back to Day. He will shoot the 3, and it is off, no good. Rebound to Brago, and here comes Greenville down 36-32 with 3:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Tyrekus Davis way outside, being guarded by Grayson McClure. Gets it over to Quinn Anderson, guarded by Boo Wilkerson. Goes around the screen. Anderson, a shot put up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Greenville, the offensive rebound and the 3 off the iron, no good. Rebound to Cameron Kahn. Ball over to LaModrick Johnson. Wildcats up 36-32, less than 3 to play now at 2:46. Here in the 4th quarter. Johnson drives to the bucket. A floater off the glass. No good. Rebound by Greenville. Both teams kind of having a hard time putting the ball in the bucket. Ball comes down to Cameron Smith. Smith driving toward the basket. Put up the shot. Miss. No good. Comes out to LaModrick Johnson. He's got Boo Wilkerson ahead of the field. He'll score the layup as Boo was snowbirding down there and got... the basket has 9 points. Timeout taken on the court by Greenville. The Wildcats back up by 6 at 38-32 with 2:19 left here in the 4th quarter. We'll take the break. Back in a moment. .2:19 left in the 4th quarter. Wildcats 38, Greenville 32. And the Greenville Lions have the ball after Boo Wilkerson took off, and the Wildcats found him with a good pass, and he laid it in before the Greenville defense could arrive. And the Wildcats lead 38-32. Again, 2:18 and counting here. Carter across the midline for Greenville. Wow, are all these district games going to be like this? Quinn Anderson with the ball. Slashing in, put up the shot, missed the shot, but drew a foul. And Cameron Kahn, I think, on that foul, it looked like 4 fingers. That's right, that's number 4 on Cameron. foul shots now for Quinn Anderson. He's got 5 in the game. Well, Quinn usually gets that in about a fourth of a quarter, seems like. Free throw is good by Anderson. That's really aided his cause tonight. He's had 3 free throws, 3 out of 5, and 6 points. Anderson has another one, can trim the lead to 4 again, and got it. Got them both. 7 points for Anderson. Wildcats up by 4. The ball comes in to Lamadrick Johnson. 2:04 left here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats 38-34. Johnson across the midline. Lob to Day-Day Hall. Hall drives to the bucket, spins, put it up, and missed the shot. Boy, he wanted the foul too, but didn't get it. Here comes Anderson. The Wildcats only ahead by 4. Anderson steams to the bucket, laid it off the glass and hit it. Anderson with 4 quickies here, and it's a 2-point game at 38-36 with 1:36 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Lamadrick Johnson over to Boo Wilkerson, slashing in. The ball almost stolen. He gets it down to Day-Day Hall. Oh, he threw to Lamadrick Johnson, who was just going to lay it in, and it went right through the fingers of Lamadrick, and it'll go back to Greenville down by only 2 with 1:23 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Timeout taken for Coach Chris Williams and the Greenville Lions. Wildcats 38, Greenville 36, 1:23 left to play. Let's take a break and back in a moment. Well, should be another barn-burning finish here from Greenville, just like it was last year when the Wildcats got out of here with a 53-51 win. Boy, 53, you'd be cruising if you had that many points tonight. It's 38-36. And Greenville has the ball, just trailing by 2 points. I wonder what Coach Williams drew up for his team. And now everybody's standing. We're going to have to do the same if we're going to see anything. And here come the Lions as the clock down to 1:22. Quinn Anderson across the midline for Greenville. Over to Tyrekus Davis. To Abrego. Abrego to Quinn Anderson. Well, he'd like to, a long 3. Good by Quinn Anderson. And Greenville has the lead at 39-38. Quinn with 7 points in the quarter, and timeout taken by the Wildcats. 1 minute left in the ball game. Greenville 39 and the Wildcats 38. Wow. Back in a moment. Well, 1 minute is left in this ball game in the fourth quarter, and the Greenville Lions, they've outscored the Wildcats 11-4 in this fourth quarter. It's been a miserable quarter for the Wildcats, and Greenville leads 39-38. And boy, the Greenville crowd is excited. They are really cheering on that far side. The official telling the defender how far back he's got to be. The ball comes into Lamadrick Johnson. Johnson heading down the court. Bounces low to Day-Day Hall. Hall pushes toward the bucket. He got bumped. He missed the shot. The foul was down on the floor. It's going to be on Abrego. And I show 3 on him. Not necessarily a problem with 49.39 left. Lamadrick Johnson into Day-Day Hall. Hall will shoot the 3. It's no good. Rebounded Boo Wilkerson. He missed the shot. And Greenville with a tremendous rebound by Cameron Smith. And then a jump ball by the Wildcats. And the possession arrow, I think, is going to go to the Greenville Lions. I believe that's what I thought I saw there was a possession arrow to Greenville. But no, they're underneath. Yeah, okay, it is Greenville's ball. The Wildcats pressing all over the court with 39.7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats missed 2 shots down there. Justin Brock checks in for Grayson McClure. As Greenville leads 39-38 with 39.7 seconds remaining. Into Quinn Anderson. Back to Tyrekus Davis. He's across the midline. Wildcats chasing him. And they get it from Carter to Anderson. Anderson probably would like to shoot. Got the ball down to Abrego, and he missed the shot. Fight for the rebound. And we have a foul down on the floor, and it's going to be on Boo Wilkerson, I think. Timeout taken, Clark Cipolletta. With 22.72 seconds remaining, a big scrum for the rebound, and the officials came out with a foul on Boo Wilkerson. That's 3 on Boo. Timeout taken by the Wildcats. Greenville leads 39-38. 22.72 seconds left to play in this one. So we'll see what that holds. As let's take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. 22.72 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Greenville 39, the Wildcats 38. And the Wildcats came down. They missed a couple of in-close shots. Greenville got a tremendous rebound. And they put up a shot that was no good. And there was a big fight for the rebound. And, I mean, it's been you have to be a man to be rebounding in this game tonight. There's some fierce rebounding going on. And they call Boo Wilkerson for a foul on the rebound. Wildcats now pressing all over the floor as the ball, Greenville has it underneath their own basket. And the throw in for Greenville, and they get it to Anderson, and Anderson quickly fouled by Justin Brock. And that will send Anderson. He's made his last 4, but he's 4 out of 6. He missed the first 2. And he could make this a 3-point ball game with a pair of free throws. Then the Wildcats would have to hit the 3. 4 out of 6. He's had a good run here, but he's got all the pressure in the world on him right now. Here's when you were a kid, you know, when you would be out there shooting those meaningless free throws and you would say, 21.44 seconds left and I'm at the foul line. I just got fouled and I must make these for my team. That's the kind of stuff you do when you're out there and when you're trying to get better. Well, now all those free throws, no telling how many 100,000 free throws Anderson shot. The first one is off, no good. Rebound by Day Hall. And now timeout taken on the court by the Wildcats. 18 seconds left in the ball game. This is eerily similar to last year, except Anderson made 2 free throws, I believe, that gave Greenville the 1-point lead. Greenville 39, Wildcats 38. Let's take a break here and we'll come back for the exciting finale to this one. Back in a moment. Well, Clark Cipolletta trying to design just the right play, though, where the Wildcats can put that ball in the basket. 18 seconds, all that's left on the clock. Greenville 39, the Wildcats 38. They'll have to traverse the entire court as Brock will be throwing in, and Greenville's applying the pressure now. And Brock throws into Lamadrick Johnson. Here come the Wildcats in the final 15 seconds. Ball over to Day Hall. Hall drives toward the basket. Goes in, puts it up, missed the shot, and Greenville got the rebound. And 3.0 seconds remaining, and they're going to call a foul on Justin Brock. Boy, the Wildcats would need some kind of a miracle now. As Greenville foul shots coming for Justin Abrego, and he's been Jeremiah Abrego, and he's been good. He's been 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He looked pretty good there. But didn't have this kind of pressure, though. 3.7. Boy, the Wildcats are just going to have to take a long shot. Free throw is good by Abrego. 2-point Greenville lead. Boy, the Wildcats have just had a quarter to forget. A 4-point quarter is going to cost them here. Both free throws good, a 3-point game. The Wildcats will have to hit a miracle three here with 3.7 left to play. And now Brock, baseball pass. It's stolen by Greenville, and they will win on their home court. The Greenville Lions have defeated the Wildcats, the number 4 ranked team in Class 5A, and Greenville's Lions head to the top of the district standings, and the Wildcats are heading in the other way, thinking about what a nasty quarter this was, as the Wildcats score 4 points, while Greenville was scoring, see if I can add it up, 13 here. So 13-4, and that all adds up to a Greenville win by the score of 41-38. And you can imagine Greenville fans and this Greenville team that's probably a lot of doubters, even at 23-4. People saying, who have you beaten? Well, they can say now they've beaten the number 4 ranked team in Class 5A. And Greenville 1-0 in district play. The Wildcats go to 0-1. And so the Wildcats will have to regroup now as they play a very tough Mount Pleasant team on their home court on Tuesday night. And they'll try to right the ship after a nasty ball game tonight here, especially the fourth quarter. Just, boy, some Wildcats getting really irate now with, I don't know, some of the security or something. Anyway, there's a lot of emotion down there after a loss. The Wildcats they missed a ton of shots right around the basket in the fourth quarter. So we will add up all of the scoring here. And hopefully I marked down everything that was made, but Greenville just got it done in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats really struggled. And Greenville 48, Greenville 41, the Wildcats 38. Let's take a break here, and we'll tell you who scored what as Greenville defeats the Wildcats by the score of 41-38. And boy, the security doing a real good job now of keeping these two sides apart. All the raw emotion that was expended in this game. And I mean, there's some fans that want to brawl, and the security doing a good job of keeping everybody apart. And if you can keep your head while everybody loses it around you, what an old famous verse. Anyway, let's check in with James Terry, and we'll come back and have all the scoring for you. Greenville defeats the Wildcats at Greenville 41-38. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the bottom line on this one, Greenville outscores the Wildcats 13-4 in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats went in there with that 6-point lead, and they end up losing by 3. So they just really, and they could not make anything down the stretch. They just could not put that ball in the basket. It just refused to fall. So and Greenville, with the Wildcats really pounding the boards, and somehow they get in there and get those rebounds. And they earn this one tonight. The Wildcats will have to regroup as 0-1 in district play. But let's give you the scoring. Greenville had 3 players in double figures. They were led by Cam Smith. I'm not sure what his classification is. Maybe if I looked at my Max Preps page, I might be able to find that. But he's just listed as 6'2". And so maybe that's all Max Preps had. But anyway, Cameron Smith had 14 to lead Greenville. Quinn Anderson had 12. He had a huge 3 there that gave them their first lead. And then some big free throws by Jeremiah Abrego spread it on out to a 3-point lead. So 14 for Smith, 12 for Anderson, 10 points for Jeremiah Abrego. Boy, he had nothing at halftime. He really had a good second half. Then after that, it really falls off for Greenville. They had 2 points for Tyrekus Davis, 2 points for Kedron Carter, and 1 point for Marcus Hawkins. So 41 for Greenville, just an average of about 10 points a quarter. But the Wildcats, for 4 quarters, are going to be between 9 and 10 points a quarter. As if you'd have got 10 a quarter, you'd get 40. They only had 38. They were led in scoring. LaModrick Johnson led the way for the Wildcats with 9 points. Had 8 for Day Hall, and he really faced some tough defense from Abrego, who was really in his jersey all night long, made it tough for Day to hit his shots. Grayson McClure had 8, had a couple of threes. 6 points for Cameron Kahn, 4 points for Justin Hare, and 3 points for Boo Wilkerson. Greenville 41, the Wildcats 38. Greenville on the season will now go to 24-4, and they are 1-0 district play. The Wildcats, on the other hand, 18-7 for the season, and 0-1 in district play. And so, as we mentioned, the venue shifts back to Sulphur Springs on Tuesday, as the Wildcats will be playing Mount Pleasant in a game now that appears very, very important that they put in the win column. They certainly wouldn't want to start 0-2 in the district campaign, but they find themselves chasing at least Greenville and plus a couple more teams that probably won tonight. That'll be 1-0 in the district standings. So this one will reverberate all across the district when teams see what Greenville has done tonight. I think they'll have added respect for the team in red. And let's go ahead and wrap it up as Greenville defeats the Wildcats by the score of 41-38. James Terry again running spots back at the station. Doug Haston again did our engineering. I hope it streamed well, folks. It told us, the device told us that everything was streaming well, and I hope it hung in there. Last year we went to Winona for a girls' playoff game. We took a break at the end of the third quarter and we never came back. So, well, anyway, let's hope that this is a brand new hot spot and maybe it works better than what we had last year. But Doug, again, with great engineering and great camera work. A game on YouTube that you can check out if you want to see all the nuances again and see if all of those foul calls were right. Good luck with that. I'm Don Julian with your play-by-play. Once again, our final score from Greenville High School, the district opener for both teams. And Greenville 41, the Wildcats 38. Thank you for joining us for this thriller this evening, and so long, everybody.
Thank you, Don. You've been listening to Wildcats basketball on KSST 1230 AM, Sulphur Springs, Texas. We're going back to good time oldies after this message from UIF.